No time like the present to get started, I guess. Hang on. Let me pull this up. I want to make sure I'm showing everybody what I want to be showing everyone. Okay. So, this is my first true attempt at streaming on Twitch. And we're on the Buellaris Minetest server here at Cianaodh Media. And kind of want to show you guys a little project I've been working on. And for this, it's an admin project, so I'm in full creative and flying mode because there's just a lot that needs to be done here, and there's just no way I could get it all done trying to accomplish it in survival. And there's just tons of other projects that I really need to be working on as well. But this castle here was originally built in Minecraft on our Cube Haven server by Velvet Vixen, one of our wonderful admins, who has been very busy lately and has not been able to be on and play and help with us and stuff, because she's got a lot of real life stuff to deal with currently. But the original version of this was built in Minecraft, and what I had to do is save a schematic of it with the Minecraft version of World Edit, and then import that with a program called MTS Edit, which is a great program by a developer. I don't know if you call him Bzt, because it's BZT. I don't know how he says it, but it it can, for the most part, import stuff over. But the thing is, you have to go in there and you have to tell the um, the block editor what blocks you're working with, because if you've got just a plain Minetest uh, server setup, yeah, I can substitute quite a few of the blocks, and especially if you've got MineClone or one of those setups going, it can convert a lot of stuff from Minecraft. But with the setup I've got going, there's a lot of blocks here that there just are no substitutions for. And even in the cases that you do have MineClone going, there's still some things that just don't transfer between Minecraft and Minetest, because they are two completely different games. Well, not completely different, because obviously they're both sandbox games. You know, you're uh, building with blocks, and you're going out and mining and getting things like that. But still, they've got a lot of features that do not transfer. Um, and for that reason, I'm just having to go through and fix some things. So a lot of these where you see the castle masonry bricks, those were probably either originally smooth and polished andesite on Minecraft, or in some cases I substituted stone blocks. You know, see, there's still some stair pieces up there that I need to rotate. Those that happens, you know, when you're transferring things over, and you've got two different versions of World Edit going and another editor going, which I'm not fully familiar with yet. I mean, I've only been playing around with Minetest since about January, so I have a lot to learn still. And maybe there is a way to import that um, going this route and get the rotations right. I know in Minecraft, with just straight World Edit, there are some settings you can use that put things in the right order. But going through three different programs like I did, not so much. Or at least not so much that I know of just yet. So anyway, just to give you an idea, let me take a fly around here. And let's turn fly mode on. And kind of give you a good look around at what I've got going on with the exterior so far and how it's looking. Now, once I got things transferred over, of course, in Minecraft, these archways like this were done with stairs, And with the mods that we're running here on Buelaris, we do have the ability to do more rounded arcs and different types of materials. And so I substituted some of those just to kind of get an idea of how they would look. But yeah, here in a moment, after I've given you a good look around at what this is looking like so far, and like I said, this is still very much a restoration job in progress, and it could end up taking months because when Velvet built this, she put a lot of detail into it, and you'll see that soon enough too. And it's going to take a while to get all that detail put back in. I did restore an archery range that she had here. And as a matter of fact, I had to redo those ballistas that are up on top of those towers and the banners. And our smoke looks different than the smoke that is available on Cube Haven. Kind of like these rounder barrels. But yeah, that's that's a good look at the exterior. The interior is still very much a mess. I'll take you in there for a quick look around. I got the throne room kind of back together here, and there's some interesting features about that throne that I discovered while I was doing this. This is supposed to be a banquet hall, but the entire table is not here, and a lot of other things. These details. Um, those lanterns were just hanging in midair because the chains that we had on Minecraft did not get converted over, so I had to kind of manually fly those in there. But yeah, some of these stairways are all turned the wrong direction. I have to go through and change those up. This entire covered walkway was not here. Only the logs were here, the support members, but that roof was not there. I had to redo it. None of the doors transferred, but some of that I can fix, and I'm in the process of changing up the. It's called a blocks comma delimited file that comes with the MTS editor, and that's the way I was able to get some of the andesite blocks transferred over to these masonry blocks and also to these stone blocks, so that we have full walls at least. And there were a few other things that I transferred over, but I haven't got it all done yet. And when I do, in future builds that we might want to bring over from Cube Haven or other places, hopefully they'll convert better, and I want to do this. But another thing about doing that is, well, before I can tell blocks, CSV, which substitute blocks to use, I have to know what works. And there's really no way of doing that until I get in there and do it manually and learn, by trial and error, what looks good. So, yeah, let me switch us over to the Minecraft server now and let you get a look at where we're coming from with this. So first I need to go over here and change my input. Okay, yep, there we are. We're on the Minecraft server now. See here, I didn't even show you this one on Minetest. I just recently redid this master bed. But I can show you that at another time. But these closets I haven't done yet. Let me get downstairs and okay. There's the enchanting room, the brewing room. I have to remember where the stairways are here. Yeah, okay. We're on like the second level. Yeah. I haven't put a table in this one on the Minetest version yet, but I did do that lighted wall with some futuristic looking lamps that I had available. Let's see. Okay. So, no, I'm still not all the way down to the floor yet. We'll get there. Now, see how most of this is andesite, which I didn't have available, and that's why I ended up using a lot of castle masonry blocks. Okay, so there is the original throne room, and see there's some planters back here, some plants which I have not put in yet, and some of these pots. Now, one nice thing is, we were kind of limited in uh, uh, in what we had available in our Minecraft world to using stair pieces and slabs to make benches and tables and stuff like that. Whereas we actually do have some furniture mods available over on Velaris that we'll probably use instead. But yeah, this is the way those light fixtures looked originally, and they didn't use chain; they actually had fence pieces. And see, there were two long banquet tables. Well, I guess there's also a table up here, and this area, which I'm not sure. I guess that's a stage area of some sort, but yeah, I have not restored that stuff yet. All these details inside are just going to have to be painstakingly redone. But one nice thing that we've got going on Bellaris that we didn't have available here is that, see, we do have a plug-in over there where we can actually put books in a bookshelf, but you don't have an interface that shows you books that are in there that you can take and leave. And we do have library bookshelves like that on Bellaris that will let us put different types of books in there for people to look at. You see, most of these roofs are trimmed out in dark wood, and I've only done that house, I think, in Minetest so far. So that still needs to be redone. None of this is here in the blacksmith shop. I had to switch the anvils out for steel blocks because currently the cottage anvils that we've got, they they don't stack this way. They're not a full block high, so it looks like there's air between them, like they're floating, and that kind of looks ridiculous. Um, we don't have cauldrons like that, so I had to change a few things up, and I wasn't able to use this trick to make smoke come out of there because our smoke just doesn't work that way. They've underneath here, I'm sure there's probably a hay bale with a fire under it, and the smoke's just passing through the lava, but that's not an option for me on Bellaris. Um, let's get out of here before the sun goes down and do a fly around. And see here on Cube Haven. Oh, look at this. Got this guy's going to shoot at us. Okay. I have to remember. Yeah. Now, see, these are the original ballistas on top of the towers. And they've got a pretty cool feature. Let me see if I can. I don't know how to turn it. There we go. No. Not sure how to turn it on. But there is a command block. I'll have to get Zen, I guess, to show me how to activate it. But these can actually shoot a stream of arrows because there's a command block hidden in here that makes that possible. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that on WellRS2, but I'd like to. And the sun's already gone down. Okay. Well, see, I've been away long enough. I'm forgetting how to. There we go. Yeah, that's another thing between switching between Minecraft and Minetest is everything. Switching game modes, how you go about flying and disabling flying, all of that works differently between Minecraft and Minetest, and sometimes you forget. What's the command for this game again? But yeah, see, there's a whole lot of detail that has gotten lost that I am having to try to restore over there. And like I said, I work on it a little here and a little there, but if I was to try to do all of this and correcting these stairs that are misplaced and stuff like that in survival mode, I would easily be at it for months. And I'd have to put off too many other projects I need to work on. So, you do what you got to do. But that's where we're coming from. That's what we would like to try to restore as well as possible. And then, put in some additions that we have available to us in Minetest that we don't have in the Minecraft version. One of the things I really like that we have available there is instead of just having these little signs that only give a little bit of information, we've got full-on posters over there that you can impart a lot of information on. So I think that's going to be nice and beneficial. I do have to say the surrounding landscape here is nicer than where I've got us placed in Aris, but you know, it's too late now to try to change all of that, so we'll make the best of what we've got to work with. All right, let's switch back to Minetest now. Let's see. I've got to get, okay. Yeah. If I can find it again, I'll take you in there and show you that that master bedroom suite. And what I've done with it in Minetest. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Of course, these are blank. I don't have anything on them yet. For those of you who haven't come over and tried Minetest yet, this is kind of what I mean. This, you know, instead of the regular signs. And yeah, I know you can always put a lectern with a book on it, but I just kind of like the idea of these posters up there that you can put a lot of info on. And just to show you what I mean by that, let me go to one that's got a little bit more writing on it. I don't think I've got much on this one. Nope, I don't. But here at Spawn, I've got a few more things going on. Yeah, see? I mean, you can even scroll and you've got more text to work with. And I just kind of like that because if you want to try to impart that much information and throw it up on a wall with the signs that we had available over on Minecraft, it would take a lot of signs and they wouldn't really look all that attractive. And like I said, I mean, the workaround for that is you can always have a lectern with a book on it. There's different ways of doing things depending on the game you're playing. So I'm not trying to knock one over the other. I mean, yeah, I've got my opinions on certain things that Microsoft and Mojang have done in recent years, but we'll leave that alone for the moment. I'm not trying to influence anybody to say, okay, well, stop doing this and stop playing this game, play this game instead, or anything like that. But I am saying, hey, there's other things available out there. You don't have to tie yourself down to just one game. You can play one game one day and another game another day. Just do what you feel like. I think these kind of games can do a really good job of complementing one another, you know. Thing about showing you that bedroom is I have to remember how to get there. Aha, looks like I did. Yeah, I went with some. Now wait a minute. I had something there to represent a plant holder, but maybe do those like have a shelf life on them or something? Let me put this back. Okay, I'll come back. If that's gone again, I'll need to look into that. I don't know exactly what these murder holes, you know, are other than decorative, but maybe they've got some kind of function where they don't stick around forever. Okay, here's some more of these that are turned around wrong. I'm not helping matters. But a lot of this is what I've been doing lately. There. And there's just a lot of it to do. But I'm not going to bore everyone with that. Everyone with, you know, what, one or two people that might actually come along and check it out. Why is it turning that way? Because a right click is supposed to turn on one axis and left click is supposed to turn on the other. But somehow it seems like it does the opposite of what I expect. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a big gap there. You know, another thing that's different between Minecraft and Minetest that I've run into so far, and it's probably got something to do with the mods I'm using versus other ones that might be available out there, but like on Minecraft, let me take you to one of the roofs. And also some of these didn't paste well either, because like if I click on, no, I don't want it there. Nothing happens. And some of the chests, there's like no GUI there at all. And what I have to do, break it, and then put it back, and now it works. So everywhere that there's chests that got transferred over, I've been having to do that too. Sometimes these lanterns will just be floating in the air and they don't have mounts because all it did is put a lantern there, but it didn't have it attached to a wall. So, yeah, it's going to take a while, especially just me working on it. You know, hopefully some of the folks that have been busy with real life issues and stuff will get a chance to come back on, and maybe they'll be inclined to do some of this detail work with me, you know. But if not, I'll get done with it when I get done with it. Over here, I've laid out some plots for shopping district. Um, they're all 10 by 20. I've got some roads between them, and pretty much if you get to a point that you're ready to open a shop, and yeah, this is someone some time ago decided to just build something right next to where we were putting the farms and stuff before we even decided that this was going to be a shopping district, and they haven't been back on, but I'm trying to be fair about it, so I gave them until 30 days from the last time we saw them to move their stuff, please. If they don't, then we're going to move it for them. But when this area is cleaned out, it's going to also be a shopping spot. So there'll be, right now we've got space for 10 shops. I was kind of hoping for double that. I was kind of hoping to expand out this direction with it, but someone decided to build some stuff here before I had the opportunity to do that. And, I mean, the stuff they built is really nice. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. It's just not in the spot I would have rather had it. And they were very nice about putting together a tutorial for us for the farming stuff. But there again, kind of had other ideas for this particular place for things. And there's a spot way over here. Well, where you actually spawn into the world. This is the first thing. Where we started this whole video, this is the first thing you see when you log into Bellaris for the very first time. We've got our friendly NPC, Rory, here, who could tell you a few things, kind of greets you. We've got one building so far in the actual tutorial area, and it doesn't have much in it yet, but we're going to have some more things later. I have some shelves with books and probably some more posters. But all of this area here that's cleared out, from this end of the forest, all the way back here, and up here where someone built a house right up to that edge, all of this is intended to be tutorial space, where there will be not just this one building, but several buildings here for basic and advanced topics. Oh, and we have dragons too, by the way. See, that is a black and yellow. They come in all kinds of different colors, and some are tougher than others. But yeah, if you're a new player and you don't have much equipment, I'd watch out for those guys. They can be pretty tough. And he's not coming after me because I've got all of my admin privileges going, so he sees me as a peaceful player. He's not going to attack, but you never know when one's going to show up. And if it gets too close, it might attack you. So if you're not ready for a dragon fight, I would just kind of avoid those guys. But yeah, so here's the thing, getting back to the shopping district. A lot of times you get somebody, they just showed up. They might stick around, they might not. But it's day one. They've played for a few hours. They say, I want to open up a shop. Well, thing is, then you end up with all your shopping spaces taken up. And we had this on our Minecraft server a few times. They open up a shop. They've got a few scant items that they were able to cobble together in the very first day of playing. And so here's a 10 by 20 spot that's taken up by this new shop, and then they never show up again. And us wanting to be fair, we, just like we did with this guy, we want to give them some time. They might have gotten busy. They might come back, they might not, but let's at least give them some time to come back and do something with that. And they never do. And in the meantime, somebody else could have a shop here, but they can't. Now, right now we've got 10 empty shop spaces, and we've got Law's shop back here. He was the very first one to open up a shop, and he sells an item that everybody's looking for when they first start out. Let's look at that in the customer view. These large backpacks, because they are very handy. You'll see on your inventory, they greatly expand your inventory space and let you carry around a lot of stuff. But there are several other items that I think there's potential for opening up shops and selling to people. One of them being these steel ropes, for when you're mining, which is a feature I really like, especially considering, again, those of y'all coming from Minecraft, you can only mine down to, what is it, minus 65 or something like that nowadays. Not so much in Minetest. You know what? That's confusing to look at. Let's go ahead and revoke my privs for now. Okay, he'll come up here. And let's go to the public mine. And see, there's a steel rope. Now, this is the longest one you can make. It goes down 450 meters. And the nice thing about it is you get down to that 450 meters and you run out of rope. Well, guess what? You can attach another one and keep on going. But now, here's something else. It'll be beneficial, I guess, if we're going to do this, to see how deep we are right now. So if you hit F5, up in your upper left-hand corner there, it'll show you your position. And we are right now at minus 594. I mean, that's already depths that are unheard of, in Minecraft, okay? But that's just where we're starting. And you can follow this rope down and keep going down and down and down. And long story short, you can go down. This rope doesn't go that far. I'm just kind of demonstrating the nice thing about these ropes is you can dig straight down. The rope will catch you. If you don't try to outrun it, which you can. You can go faster than the rope if you've got a fast pickaxe. But if you stay close to it, it can give you a kind of a safety net, and you can just mine down until you get to the depth that you want to reach to get the ores you're looking for. But as it is in other games, the deeper you go, the more treacherous monsters you might encounter down there too. But since we're going down here anyway, I kind of want to show you guys one of the deep caverns and some of the, this is some different material. Some of the things you might see as you get deep down into the ground and start exploring are these crystal caverns. Okay, see here? This is where one rope ends and another one begins. Alright, there's another rope box. So that's nice. You can just keep right on going as long as you've got this thing. And that's what I was saying about in the shopping district. That's something that somebody ought to open up a shop and sell, because people would definitely buy these things. They're so useful. And they're not that hard to make, honestly, especially if you've got access to cotton or flax. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, but also potentially dangerous. Yeah, now see this guy? That's called an, if I'm saying it right, it's called an orky, okay? And he's attacking me now because I don't have my peaceful prayers, but I've also got some pretty good armor, so can't do a whole lot to me. But they go around, and let's say you've come to an area, yeah, and you're just starting out. You don't have any fancy lighting. You've got your torches, and you're exploring and you're lighting the area as you go, so that you can see what's around and hopefully keep monsters at bay. But that's not always effective. And so that guy I just killed, that orky, what he does is he takes those. He goes up behind you while you're not around, and he just takes your torches away. Well, this whole area that you've lit up is dark again, and then more oogie boos can show up, like this spider here that's attacking you now. Where did he go? Okay, I can't even see him. Ah, did I get him? Maybe. But yeah, he'll steal your torches. So don't have creepers to blow your stuff up, but we got that guy to take your stuff. Now, if you go explore one of these caverns, try to keep track of where your rope's at, or else, you might be stuck. But even if you are stuck, very much like in Cube Haven, you can just type spawn and come back to spawn anytime. And you can also set home and go home anytime. And that's also pretty useful. And here at Wellaris, we've got a community house where we kind of share stuff. Now, here's what I did. At first, I was trying to do a bit of manual sorted um, chests where, one of them's labeled food, one of them's labeled armor and tools and weapons and stuff. But inevitably, what you get is the people that come on and they're like, you know what, I'm not going to pay attention to any of that. I'm just going to put stuff wherever I want to put it. And also, you got the ones. I mean, some of them do it because they don't know any better. Some of them do it because they just like to give other people a hard time. So, and some of them will just go clean out the stuff that you put there to help others, and then leave just so no one else has access. So I decided, you know what? Let's just go ahead and make a bunch of public chests, and I'm going to number them. The reason I numbered them is like, say you've got some item that your friend needs, and they said, hey, can you bring me a stack of such and such? And you look in your inventory, hey, I got some stuff such and such. So you're privately messaging your friend and say, okay, go to the community house and look in public chest number 10. And you put the stack of stuff such and such there, and then they can go back there at any time and get that stuff. And hopefully, nobody else in the meantime comes along and gets it. I mean, the nice thing is, somebody's going to have to come along and check every single one of the chests and get stuff out of it to get the stuff that you left for your friend. And I'm not saying that's the only way that you can get stuff to somebody, and there's more secure ways. I'm just saying this is a quick and easy way that people can kind of drop stuff off for others. And, it's no longer very much organized, but I decided it was just a losing battle to try to keep it organized. So, if you're looking for stuff, just come and look through the chests, and maybe you'll get lucky and find it. This one's kind of more or less designated for farming area, but it's got a little bit of random stuff in it too. And then I've got one over here by the little tree farm that has got some wood in it, so that's good to know. By the way, this is the community farm area, so you can kind of come here and harvest stuff to help you provide yourself with food, get some seeds to start your own farms at your own place, and do what you're going to do. So that's very nice. But yeah, right now we don't have enough players to fill these shopping spaces anyway, even by, I didn't finish saying what I was going to say about that. Let's see. We're asking people to get to iron level first. That way you don't get these people that are only around for a few days to maybe a week at most. It takes some playing for a while to get to iron level. And what we mean by that is, see, you get experience right down there in the, I can't get my, right next to where my sword's at. It says I'm an Iron God 89,000. That's just basically a rank you get for just playing. And you can get experience points for placing blocks, for breaking blocks, for fighting certain monsters, mining certain ores, just generally doing stuff. And all we're saying is, stick around a while, do some stuff until you reach that level. And then we figure, okay, you're going to stick around. Go ahead and open up a shop. And by that time, also, you've probably, hopefully, acquired some worthwhile merchandise to put in a shop. And so, 10 spaces is probably good because, I mean, this is essentially an experimental server right now. We're going to reach a point where we've decided, okay, these are the mods we want to run. This is, the configuration that works for us. And then we'll start our long-term server that we'll intend to have online for, hopefully, for years to come. But right now, we're just trying things out. These are some very nice looking builds here. More works in progress. Want to see we've got some different kinds of animals here. There's a fox. And yeah, this, to anyone coming from Minecraft, will probably look like somebody brought the nether to the surface. And this is called I think it's called a fiery biome. It's generated by one of our mods called Ethereal, which introduces several different biomes and whatnot. But in these types of biomes, you can find some things that are not necessarily available in other places. Obviously, you can get plenty of lava here and obsidian. And I passed by a few of them a while ago. Yeah, these things. Those fire flowers, from what I understand, they're useful in some of the recipes for things you can craft. Let me check here. I see Blah is back on. He was saying earlier he had a... What's this? Anyway, he had a Balrog for me to fight, and I have not yet seen a Balrog. So, I'm pretty sure it would kill me. Because I've only, been playing this game for a little while myself. And that thing has about like 2,400 HP, and it hits like a truck. And, yeah, I think it'd be a pretty short fight. I don't think I would make it very well, but that's okay. It would be entertaining for everyone. Oh yeah, by the way, we've got ants too. And they can be kind of a pain. And those anthills are kind of interesting though, because if you bust one of these open and go in there, you can find chambers. What do we have here? This tunnel leads to chain's 1,500-meter drop. Not able to enjoy. Oh, good grief. That person carried on forever. That person appeared to be doing something that looked kind of sus, and I thought that they were probably using a cheat client, and I banned them for like 10 minutes. And then I did some investigating and found out, oh, I was incorrect about that, and I removed the ban. Oh. So, they came back on as a different character, which you can do that. You can create any kind of a player name and join if you want. And dug for a long time to gather their stuff back, and then left and said they'll never be back again. It's like, well, what was the point in all that? But yeah, I guess this is the spot that they were at. This is my first time actually seeing it. Now I got to figure out how to get into the water elevator. All right. Huh. Interesting. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I forgot I turned it off. But I'm sure they did something else to get in and out of this place, right? Or is there a different level they should get up to? Now I'm just curious. Yeah, I think that's the place. Okay. Yeah, maybe this is the hole they dug so that they could get there and then throw their tantrum and then leave. And I was trying to, make amends to them, but they just didn't want to stick around and hear it. So, okay. Anyway, here's the ants. Now, what I was saying about the ants is usually if you dig into their tunnels, you'll find chambers full of grain packets and stuff like that. Sometimes there's apparently some treasure in there. But they show up here and there. But there's still a whole lot of stuff I have not seen in Minetest that differs from what those of us who spent years playing Minecraft are familiar with. Hmm. All right, so I don't want to go home. Let's just go to spawn. I haven't stayed at home at the castle. Doesn't look like anybody's watching anyway, so I think I might just go ahead and go do some work until Blah messages me and says, hey, there's a Balrog here to kill you if you'd like to come and take a look at it. And then I can get a quick look at a Balrog fast before I die. And hopefully anybody else that might look at this later can also see one. So, yeah, there's a whole lot of beta clay that needs to be replaced. There's a whole lot of chests that need to be broken and put back in. That one's fine. This one is not. I have no idea what was there. I'll have to look on the Minecraft server and find out. I'm sure there was some sort of lighting here at one point in time. Little storage room. Huh. Yeah. I went ahead and put some regular tables here. Okay, you know what? Let's go take a look at the Minecraft side of things again and see what was there. Wait a minute. Where am I? Yeah, this was the spot. Okay. Let me think. Yeah, I know. I've switched games, so we can't really see where I'm moving. I'm just over on the Minetest side looking to see where I was, because I can't remember what it was I was looking at that looked like something should have been there, but it wasn't. Okay, fine. I'll go ahead and look at these. What's that? Oh, it's a moon. Okay. Now, there's no equivalents for moons that I know of in Minetest. So, I can, at some point, come up with something else to put there instead. Have a few lines written there in Gaelic. I put most of that there. Just that there would be some text in the books. The chapel area. Even it has some text in it. Okay. Let's switch back. Yeah, sometimes there just aren't any. Oh, I'm in the wrong game. Okay. Aren't any easy substitutions. Wow, that's the back side. No, it's not. They're all just turned around the wrong way. I need to turn every one of these around. Okay, let's turn the sound off on the Minecraft. Come on. Yes, Bluff, he's got a Balrog yet. I always do away with creative and stealth. Creative because it's too easy to break things with creative. And that's not what I wanted to do there. And stealth because it does some weird stuff. For one, I actually like to hear my footsteps as I'm walking. Oops. And stealth does some weird stuff. Sometimes, I'm kind of tempted to put some of those library bookshelves there, but there's no need just yet. For now, let me just put some chests in there. I need some more chests. Yay. Later, I might replace those chests with the library bookshelves are the ones I was talking about earlier, where, like these bookshelves, whoops. Not what I wanted to do. I don't need that yet. Okay. With these bookshelves, let's say I've got a book, which I don't currently. I got one somewhere I could put in there. No, I don't have any books at all on me. That is so not like me. Okay. You put a book on there, somebody else comes along, and they take the book. Okay. With a library bookshelf, you put a book in there, somebody comes along, they take the book, but they end up with a copy of the book, and the original book is still there. And the nice thing about those is, like, if you want certain books to distribute out to everybody, informational stuff, telling you how to do this thing or that thing on the server or whatever, and you just want those to be out there and as many copies as people need, they can make, well, then you put those in the library bookshelf. But if you want some one-of-a-kind books that can be taken and they're just gone, then you put those on a regular one. And they look the same. And you can't tell from looking at it, but that's a library bookshelf. I mean, I can because John Bonner's telling me, but that's a default bookshelf. So like these books, I take them and they come out of the bookshelf. These books, I take one. Oh, and it comes out of the bookshelf too because I am an owner on this piece of land. Okay. Yeah, except for that. If an owner comes along and takes it, then it makes a copy. There's one of two ways I could demonstrate it. I could either take myself off as an owner, or I could just log in with one of my other player characters, but I don't feel like doing either, but you get the point. And what I may do up there is change some of those chests out for some of those library type bookshelves and put on just some special books. There's going to be a lot more books by the time we get this rolling out fully because, this server is for people who like to read and like stories. We say it in our description. We are storytellers. We love stories. And, we're kind of coming from a background of people who liked to play Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games in their younger years and kind of want that kind of environment. And also, even on the internet, in the earlier days of the internet, and they're still around, MUDs, multi-user dungeons, and There's so many different things: muds, mushes, moos, but they're all more or less the same thing. They were text-based role-playing game servers, and you could get on, and like I said, they're still around if you look for them. And kind of what we want to do is mix the ability to build, castles and dungeons and spaceports and all sorts of things, and mix some storylines in there so that we can have those RPG elements, and have NPCs to interact with as well as other players to interact with, and adventures to go on, and quests to solve, and mysteries and stuff. And so, yeah, we want to have books, and we want to have books that people can actually. That's interesting. I can try this. And I'll put it back. Aha. So these are also broken the same way the chests are. Okay, good to know. I need to break those and put them back too. But I mean, right now it doesn't matter if a lot of them don't work. But eventually I do want them working because, like I said, there are going to be some rare books. There are going to be some books that are, only obtainable if you complete a quest, or if you go to a certain place, or you interact with a certain NPC. And that's the kind of gaming environment we're trying to work out here. And that's also a big part of why Velvet's, remember I said in that one room I put some modern lighting in, this is it. Velvet's castle here plays so well into that because this place is full of hidden chambers and secret passageways. And like I said, even that throne in the throne room has a little secret about it. And that's what we want. We want people to be able to look at these ladders. Good grief. There's something else I'll have to come back and fix. We want people to be able to come and explore and find unique things that maybe other people missed. And then it's up to them if they want to spread the word about that, or if they want to keep it to themselves, be their own special little secret. This is that thing right here. That's what I was curious about, what was there on the Minecraft side. Okay. It's coming right in off of the, yeah. All right. Let's see here. And no, Blah does not have a Balrog to kill me yet. Let's switch back over to Minecraft and look at that now. Now that I remember what it was I was wanting to see. It's raining out there. Shut the door. I think that was somebody's toilet. Hmm. That's what was there. Okay. Some barrels and an ender chest. Well, guess what? We have some equivalents that we can put there. That satisfies my curiosity. Okay. Hmm. Well, tell you what. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Got too much stuff here. I'm making a mess for myself. Hmm. Yeah. I want it like that. Okay. Okay. Now, what's that chest called again? Or do we still have those? Is that the one? I'll look at that later. I might want to do something there that I don't necessarily share with everybody. I might want to put something there that's a secret for someone to reveal. Yeah, I was supposed to be there too. Let's go have a look at that. Ah, should have been like this. Somehow we ended up with planks instead. Oh no, the planks are supposed to be there. Interesting. So we need to have some glass. Hmm. Alright. Well, where'd I put my glass? There it is. Hmm. Hmm. So we need to put some tables here. Redo the banquet halls. Redo this area. So much to do. Well, you know what they say. Rome wasn't built in a day, nor will Buenaris be. Clearly in the wrong spots. Hmm. I know on Cube Haven over here, there's a special trading villager. Yeah, you know what? Let me show that to you guys. Those who might be curious. Let's see. Wow, that wind's picking up. I mean, in real life. Yeah, there should be some glass there. I remember there's some super secret stuff back there behind the banners. Only get glimpses of it. Who knows what's going on back there? Stacks of copper. Yeah, this guy. He's an ancient trader. He would trade netherrack for ancient tokens, and in turn, those ancient tokens could be traded for ancient debris. So, if you were down in the nether and are getting tons and tons of netherrack and it seemed useless, this actually provides a use for it. Because ancient debris is actually a very useful item. So, that guy was worthwhile to see. But, you know, you didn't acquire it for nothing. You had to do quite a bit of digging to get that many stacks of netherrack. And if you did that much digging, maybe you deserved it. Obviously, somebody had an iron farm. Oh no, that's smooth stone. That's not iron. Okay. They look very similar. Hmm. Okay. Now we know. Hmm. Plenty of eggs. And a lot more smooth stone. Okay. Let's switch back. And it's dark here. Hmm. Hi, Marcus. Pleasure to meet you. Oh, no ancient trader in there, sorry. That place is rather empty. Currently. Let's see, these are all turned on. We can't use them. Let's see if we can fix that. Marcus was killed. I did get killed. There wasn't anything in there to kill him. Hmm. Well, I didn't do it. Hmm. See, all of that. What in the world? Okay. Yeah, let's do this. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but it just feels right. Kind of think maybe that's how it was. Remember I said that this place has secret passages? Yeah. No telling what might be revealed to go exploring some of these passages. What did I? Oh, that's right. I wasn't working on this project. Scoop was. Hmm. put that right later. My guess is there's one of those bench-style tables here, which we know we can replace with furniture. Oops. Oh, thank you. No. Turn on that axis. What a mess. But it's less of a mess than it was in the beginning. No rats. Hmm. And eventually we're going to have more of these Iron Age style structures here, because this is going to be the tiny village of Balinadagda, and it was founded by members of the Temple of the Ancient Fire, and they are a religious order that believes in um, living simply and in balance with nature and the environment, and they kind of shun the use of technology. They you know, like with any groups, you've got some that are more adamant about it than others, but the ones that live specifically here, we're probably going to have to be the more adamant ones, which means that these shops here will be going away because they don't fit in with that scheme. But I mean, they're fine here for now, but we may be moving that a little closer to spawn proper or something, or outside of Balinagda. Now, at the castle, there'll probably be a little bit more technology. And of course, in the shopping district, you can have whatever. But within these walls, this is probably going to be the more strict adherence to, into believing in the old ways and living as the gods intended, as they would probably view it. And then there will be some cities eventually where the more technologically advanced people, like the Valasani, will live, and they will have machines and technology and other things at their disposal. And then there's the Gorg, and the Gorg are more very much more natural creatures, but they're able to mutate their biology in ways that give them abilities that they might not otherwise, or that humans and Balisons even might not otherwise have. So, and they know technology. They just tend to prefer to do things the hands-on way, or what have you. Maybe tentacles on it, depending on the particular gourd. No two gourd are necessarily alike, because they actually utilize the DNA of whatever they eat. They take the concept of you are what you eat to the extreme. And so one gourd might make a diet of eating, who knows, octopuses or something, and they'll probably have extra legs and stuff. And others might consume more, winged flying creatures, and they'll develop wings themselves and maybe compound eyes and other kinds of things. That's the way gourd are. So some may look reptilian, some may look mammalian, some may look like something you've never seen before. At this point, I'm just walking around so that people who have not been here can kind of get an idea of the different biome types and things that you might see here versus what you would probably see on the Minecraft server. Because I kind of want to give people the idea that, hey, you like these kind of games? Well, there's other options out there too. I mean, it's, not like you have to stick with just one. You can try this one out for a while too and see what you think. And some of the differences might reinvigorate the interest you have there in the game. Speaking of that, I was reading on Reddit recently where I guess a whole lot of people, they're longtime Minecraft players, have gone back to playing. Look at this. Huh. Can I climb that? Oh, I can fall to my death, apparently. I won't hurt myself. They've taken to playing the old beta versions, 1.7, 1.8 versions of Minecraft for the nostalgia, and also they think a lot of the things that have been added by the modern versions have kind of taken away from the experience, and I kind of get that, because we've talked about it some here that too much automation and stuff like that just changes the game in ways that you can't really get back from, and it becomes boring, because the challenge is gone. It's like, well, I want so many of such and such item. Well, all I got to do is build this machine and it can produce all of that I want. Okay. Well, now there's no more, going out and exploring and scrounging and fighting things and solving anything to get it. You just kind of sit in one spot and get it as you need it. And that's just gets dull after a while. I mean, one thing to me that's great about these games, and that's why you see a cycle so much of restarts. The player base kind of drifts off because it's no longer interesting, and then when you restart, all of a sudden everybody comes back because it's interesting again. You have to go back to the beginning and scrounge around for the things you need and survive. It's not so easy. Now these are kind of interesting. When you cut these scorched trees, you get, well, you would get if you didn't have a full inventory. Let me clear up some space here. Not my bread. Yeah, by the way, we've got a thing called choppy. Anyway, you get these scorched trees. If you put the scorched trees into a crafting grid, they turn into lumps of charcoal, which of course is fuel, which is kind of nice. You know, regular trees, you put them in there, you get planks and stuff, but these provide you with fuel, essentially. If I keep going in this direction, I might eventually find one of those biomes that's got all those banana trees. I kind of like them. I don't know why. I just think it's kind of cool. This kind of terrain's kind of boring, but sometimes you can get some necessary stuff by coming out to these desert-like environments. There's some acacia trees up there. Another one of those mushroom biomes. Kind of like to imagine that these burnt out areas like that might have been the result of a dragon attack or something. I mean, we've got them around. You've seen one. There's others out there. Some bigger and stronger and more ancient than the one we saw. Look at the size of the acorns on these oak trees. They're enormous, aren't they? Those maple trees are beautiful. Do like those. Did have birds spawning at one time, but I haven't seen any lately. I need to look at that, see if something's wrong with that mod or the configuration on it. Saw an owl at the castle the other day, though. I don't remember if the owl comes from that mod or if it comes from the pets mod, though. Beautiful sunset. I wonder. Oh, look at that. So you never know what you're going to see around here. Not sure if I'm going to get to see a Balrog during this streaming or not. I checked in with Blah a little while ago. He said he still didn't have one. So, we'll see. That looks dangerous. I've seen worse. I don't know. I'm not seeing much of anything. We saw that 9 cat a little while ago. I'm not seeing, like, cows, sheep, monsters. Had a problem a few days ago with them not spawning. Ended up having to change up some things on the mods. I hope it's not broken again, but this isn't looking normal. Oh, well, okay. There's a monster. Maybe I just needed to look around a little bit. Alright. So tree monster showed up. Got a plum? Plum trees. Nice. Oh, finally, bananas. There's some bananas. Okay. And yes, you can eat those. So if you find one of these biomes, they're just loaded with food. This is a very small one, so that's... Oh, well, it keeps going this way, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, you could just kind of build a little home here and wander around eating bananas. What more could one want in life? Why do we have trunks floating in the air, though? That looks silly. Let's chop these down. My inventory is full. That's why those things are dropping. Alright. I'm going to plant some saplings. So if somebody comes along here later, there won't be just a big bare spot where there ought to be trees. I'm not sure yet what you can do with banana leaves. Should check that out in the crafting grid in Inventory Plus, I suppose. Alright, so let's see. Find out if banana leaves have some kind of use. No, there's no recipes for them. They do have a chance of dropping banana saplings. Oh, now you can use them to make oil extract, which most leaves you can do that with, which is good. Oil extract is another fuel source. You can make a bush with them. You can make an ant bed if you've got some wheat and cotton and some seeds to go with that. You can make a chicken nest with an egg. Okay. I mean, like any other leaves, you can craft these things. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay. Let's keep looking at these recipes. What else we got? Oh, we went that way. No, we went this way. Okay. Mulch and sticks and vines. Another type of bush. Okay. Gotcha. Well, you know what? I'm going to take this stuff back to spawn and drop it off in case anybody can use it. Because that's just the kind of guy I am. Oh, how about that lump of coal? Yeah. Yeah, somebody might find some use in that stuff. Oh, there's a creature. Vanguard. Those would be pretty tough if your sword just leveled up nice. If you're just starting out. So I wouldn't try to take one on if you're just getting on here. But later on, after you've gotten some better gear, wouldn't hurt to fight one. Might get a, let's see, might get some sandstone and some leather out of it, which I'll also take back to the community house at spawn in case anybody can use that stuff. Okay. Ah, tomato cages.
Yep.
Thank you. There's some tomato cages in real life. So I can plant some. Well, actually, we already planted the tomatoes in real life. I just need to put some cages around them to protect them, to make sure they don't get accidentally mowed over, and give them a little support when the wind comes, which we get a lot of wind here where I live. Strong winds. So, you noticed on the Minecraft version of this area, this was mostly just straight dirt. Well, not just any kind of dirt. Let me see, what kind of dirt is that? That is... That's packed mud. Okay. But it's pretty uniform. And I didn't have packed mud, so I used ethereal dry dirt there. But when I took some screenshots and sent them to Velvet, she said it looked too plain and that needed to be changed, and told me to put grass and grass paths, so I did, and then told me to get some lighter grass and do some highlights, so I did. But, I mean, I was just following what I saw on the original version. So, oh, but I you know, so I have to admit this looks rather nice, more colorful. So I still need to put the roof over this area. I might work on that next. I don't know. I mean, all I have to do is just walk around here and look at stuff, and I find things that need to be fixed. Like this right here. Nope. Come on. There. Let's try this again. This way. and then this way, and then this way, and then this way. Little here, little there, we'll get it. It'll look right. Then we can start putting our embellishments on it and start making it more like the RPG type server that we are inspired to be. Because I think this will be a beautiful place for a lot of quests to begin and end, perhaps. Not sure what that's supposed to look like. I may have to switch over to the Minecraft side and look at that. Pretty sure it's not supposed to look like that, though. All right, let's go have a look. What is it supposed to look like? Would help if I went the right direction. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Wait a minute, that ain't right either. There we go. What am I doing? I'm messing up, that's what I'm doing. But I'm doing it quite well. There. No, not there. There. Yes, like that. Alrighty then. But yeah, because of the positioning on some of this, whoever gets this shopping spot is going to get shorted by about 2 rows. Because this is encroaching by 2 rows on the shopping spaces. And it wasn't until I moved everything over 4 blocks, because I realized initially I had them back here, and I thought, well, I've got shops going right up to Blah's shop, and there's no space in there for people to walk to get there. So I scooched everything over this direction, and by that time this was already here. And so instead of stopping at this point, it ends up stopping back here, and then this corner kind of pushes into it. So we've got one small shopping space here, which might not be a big deal to somebody, but still, ultimately I wanted these sorts of things to go in the tutorial area, which is right where people spawn into the world. So if somebody spawns into the world and they're brand new and don't know, maybe they've never played Minetest before, maybe they're not familiar with this type of game at all, then guess what? You can walk around here in the tutorial area, which right now is a bunch of empty fields, and you can kind of learn how stuff works here and how to play the game. That was my thought anyway. It just seemed like the best place to put something like that is where people show up when they first join the game. But that's just me. We'll get there. Like I said, this is an experimental server. So if things aren't quite right, it's understandable. But when we do the real deal, after we get things all situated and worked out, you're going to want to lay things out the way they ought to be. And we want to make sure things are fairly well balanced where, things that need to be easy are easy, but things that ought to be a challenge are still a challenge, Because on the one hand, you don't want everything to be a grind. It gets boring if you have to, for example, spend 45 minutes every day. Say, for example, I had to harvest this wheat field, the whole thing, several times a day. Well, moving like this, that's going to get old quick. So, this is what I mean by the grind and redundancy. If we can take some of that out, great. Some of it. You take it all out, though, and then all of a sudden, well, now all I have to do is just show up and open a chest and all of my food's still there. Then it's become too easy. So you need to have a little bit of grind, but not all grind. And finding that happy balance is one of the challenging things about having a fun game for everyone. That's my thinking on it. But I'm just saying, if you spend most of your time just having to do all of that by hand, which you don't have to. I mean, if all you're trying to do is feed yourself, a few rows of that, and then turn it into flour and then bake it for bread, you're good to go. But if you're trying to feed a whole server full of people, then yeah, it might be some work. And that's where a little bit of automation comes in. A little bit of automation is not a terrible thing. Like, Law's got a setup over here. He's farming several different things, but when you harvest with a sty, things are automatically replanted for you, which is nice, but the seeds and the fruits and vegetables and whatever you're harvesting drops. Well, he's got a vacuum tube above his farm area, and what that does is that automatically picks that stuff up for you. So it's taking out some redundancy, but you can still hand harvest your stuff. That's what I mean by a happy balance, because it would get old and boring to have to sit here and click, 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 pick that up, pick that up, pick that up, pick that up, pick that up. So that's kind of like, in my opinion, that's the right amount of automation. And he's had more luck getting these to produce than I have. I don't know if it's a biome I was working in or what. I tried to grow these crystal grass spikes too, and I got nowhere with them. I finally just gave that up. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up for this week. Sorry if it wasn't all that exciting, but didn't really come into this with a big plan or anything. It's my first time doing Twitch, and I just thought I'd kind of take everybody around and show them what's going on and what we hope to have going on in the future and talk about stuff a bit. So, there you go. Anyway, have a good weekend and enjoy.